Hey guys, Luke here, your digital concierge with Gramophone. Today we're going to be taking a look at Polk's all-new Reserve series, specifically the R200 bookshelf speakers. Inheriting some of the best-in-class tech from the flagship series from Polk known as the Legend, the Reserve begins to give us an idea of what better audio can be like, and does so at a very compelling price point. We're going to take a deep dive into the R200 and see what Polk has come up with when they've been relatively silent in the past, but recently have many new exciting designs on the table. But before we get into the details of the R200s, make sure you guys subscribe to the Gramophone channel and click the bell notification icon so you don't miss out on any of our upcoming highlights, because there's a lot of great stuff on the way for you guys. First things first, let's talk about the tweeter. This is a 1-inch silk dome tweeter, but Polk calls this the pinnacle ring radiator transducer. As you can see, it has this point mounted dead center in the tweeter. And that functions as a waveguide, but it's kind of unique because rather than being a lens around the tweeter, it's positioned dead center on top of it. That's kind of a new idea, and it's really cool because it does actually work, making this one of the better silk tweeters I've heard for this price class, and lends itself to being a very unique design of the speaker. And right below that, you'll see the 6.5-inch turbine cone woofer, which is very aptly named because at first glance that might look kind of like the turbofan on a jet engine to you. Kind of makes me wonder, are the guys over at Polk either pilots or just big aeronautical engineering fans? But whatever, I like it because that's pretty cool. But this woofer is specifically designed this way because it really helps cut down on distortion, and this unique shape achieves just that, while also making a product that just looks really cool. Don't know about you guys, but I'm a big fan of the jet engine theme. And finally, keeping with the aircraft theme, is the port on the back, which looks much like the exhaust nozzle on yet again a jet engine, and I think that is pretty cool. This is called the X-port design, and it really helps cut down on unwanted port noise, while of course maintaining the benefits of speaker porting, which is increased bass extension. Jet engine design characteristics make airplanes fly good, and now apparently they make speakers sound good. These are an IMAX certified speaker and also have a Dolby Atmos enabled model in the range, so you can build a full Atmos theater out of this setup as well. And lastly, they have high-res certification, meaning that they are good for delivering clarity up to 40,000 Hz or 40 kilohertz, which is 20,000 above the limit of human hearing anyway, so you know they're good for it. And to give you guys the numbers, these are rated from 39 Hz to 50 kilohertz on the top end, which is actually pretty impressive. They also have an impedance of 3.8 ohms, round up to 4, that's the tap you would use on your amplifier if available, and they have a sensitivity of 86 decibels. So with the combination of being lower ohm, needing a little bit of a more robust amp, but as long as your amp is good for it, they will get that extra bit of power out of it being lower resistance, so the 86 decibel sensitivity, despite being a touch low, is relatively mitigated by that. Alright guys, now let's talk about the design aspects of the R200, and of course we'll start with the dimensions. These are 7.5 inches in width, they are 14.1 inches in height, and 13.9 inches in depth, and they weigh 19.1 pounds. And as you guys can see, they have a very minimalist design, keeping everything relatively simple in the cabinet, but having good construction on the inside, such as employing cross bracing to keep this very rigid and to keep your drivers well secured to cut down on any cabinet resonances and distortions that we don't want to hear. And one cool feature of this speaker that you don't often see at a price point like this is how well rounded the edges of the cabinet are. That really helps with dispersion into the room. Generally, it's a bad idea to have a straight, flat baffle on the front, and putting this little curve on the side helps that frequency wave expand without crashing into any sharp edges, which again, just lends to better sound in your room. And finally, as you can see, I have the black with me today, but this is also available in a white and walnut color, and depending on whichever one will work best in your room, they all look very sharp. And of course, just taking a good look at the speaker as a whole, this thing is pretty cool. From the Polk logo at the bottom, which is also carried over onto the grille looking very sharp, to this really cool eye-catching turbine woofer, again immediately reminding us of that jet engine, and going up to the tweeter with the built-in waveguide that again is another really cool principle that Polk's implemented that we haven't really found elsewhere, not only catching to the ear, but also to the eye. And as for compatibility, this is a passive speaker, so it features 5-way nickel-plated binding posts that can be used with banana plugs, bare wire, spades, pins, really any way to terminate a speaker wire, you name it, it can be used. Keep in mind, these are about a 4 ohm impedance. It's a passive speaker, we all know how this goes. For just under $700, the Polk Reserve R200 excels in delivering deep bass and a wide soundstage that makes for a great listening experience when used as a stereo pair or as part of a home theater setup, which the Reserve series supports very, very well. If you guys want to get into this new range of exciting Polk products, head on over to skybygramophone.com where you can check out securely and have them shipped fast and free straight to your door. Also, be sure to stop by and demo a pair for yourselves. You'll find them at all of our showroom locations in Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland. And while you're out, please visit our beautiful Kitchen Design Center in Hunt Valley, Maryland as well. You can find us on social media too. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Houzz, Twitter, and a handful of others. Just check the links down below. If you need help coming up with project ideas, need to schedule a service request, or want to speak to one of our hi-fi home theater and interior design experts, get inspired at gramophone.com. Also, ask at gramophone.com if you have any questions for me about anything you've seen here on the channel. Please give us a like if you enjoyed this video, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. I want to hear back from you guys. Tell me what you think of the Polk Reserve series. Finally, I want to hear what you want to see from us in the future. As always, thank you for watching. Be seeing you.